Quick video today, just opening some 87 Donruss 3-packs. Um, I loved these when they came out. It was just, um, these were fun to open back then. They're still fun to open now. I mean, of course, the big card for me was the Canseco and the McGuire and the Will Clark. When I opened these as what I've been 15. So we'll open those 3-packs. Got something in the mail yesterday, something in the mail today. A little bit, I mean, people who've watched my channel know, at least with one of these, why it's one of my favorite all-time cards, but I'll retell the story. So I had been looking for this card in a PSA 10, but apparently, so it's a common, and it's $400, $500, $600 recent sales because it is such a low pop. I'm like, gosh darn it. I'm like, okay, well, if I ever get a 10, it'll have to be a raw one that I pull out of a pack and get graded. But anyway, so the story behind this card, so other than the Hostess cards that I cut out of boxes in like 77 and 78 and totally butchered, and I actually still have those cards, but they are, I'll have to show them again sometime. The first cards that I ever laid eyes on, the first Topps cards, neighbor friend Aaron, maybe he had just gotten a pack of cards, opened them, the other neighbor kid across the street, and came over to my place and left them at my place. And I was looking through them, and then maybe the first card I had seen, and the one that just was so striking, I don't know why, was a Roger Metzger, and I will always remember that. I don't know what about this card. There are certain cards or images you see, but this may have been the first Topps card I'd ever seen as a kid. And just, I don't know, Giants and the orange and the cool, the old uniform they had back then in the 70s. And just kind of looks like a gloomy day there, kind of, overcast, foggy maybe. And just with his follow through there, I just love this card. So I picked it up in a 9. Shipping, tax, everything, $20-something, which there was another one on eBay listed for like 80 or something. So I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted this card in like nice grades. So that's the story behind this, is just, it's just a common, and it's just a card that's always just been emblazoned in my mind. So I picked that up. And then another one that actually I've been looking for a few years, but most of the times it's, 130 to 160 bucks in a PSA 10. I wanted this in a PSA 10 because, okay, so my first cards that I opened were 82 Fleer as a kid. The first Topps cards I opened were 83 Topps. And on the top of the box was Reggie. And that card has just always seemed, I don't know what it is. It's an awesome action shot. And his first regular issue card on the Angels. And just always stood out as an iconic card to me. And always wanted to get one in a 10, but wasn't going to spend, it is a Hall of Famer. And yeah, some 83 Topps are definitely worth it for that. But I picked this up, shipping and tax and purchase price, $88.88. The 83 Reggie in a PSA 10. And just like I've always said back then, when we're first collecting, it was Reggie and Rose. Those were the two main cards that you needed to get. Reggie and Rose, and then Schmidt, Brett. It was before really people went Nolan Ryan crazy, kind of in the mid to later 80s. But this Reggie card, just, I remember pulling it out of a pack in 83 at some point, and always wanted to get it in a 10. And so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. Just, again, these are not earth-shattering cards, but I mean, you can call, in a 10, that I would call that a grail card for me, just because it's iconic in my eyes. So those are a couple of things that have come this week. Just, I haven't been buying much really this whole year, but just, that's a card I've always wanted at a 10. So there we go. So we will set those guys in the back a little bit, and hopefully get enough cards for the stands up here. Okay? Sound like a plan. So 87 Donruss. And here we go. Tony Pena. And these are, I mean, they're kind of easy to know if you would want to send them in for grading, to at least the left to right centering, because these baseballs, you can kind of eyeball them and see, you know, okay, is there more baseball on this side than this side or less? And you can kind of, at least left to right centering right off the bat, pretty much see the centering pretty easily. And of course, with the black borders, these are tough to get in 10s. Ernie Camacho, which I have gotten one in a 10. I sent in a Greg Maddux that I pulled from a pack. 87 Donruss, they got a 10. I couldn't believe it, because it's, you know, several $100 card in a 10, because it's hard to get the 10s on the black borders on these. Bill Buckner, Kelly Downs, Gary Carter, there we go, Hall of Famer. Steve Buechele, Will Frazier, Pete Ladd, Bryn Smith, George Bell, Mike Loind, kind of a, you know, weird with the 3 consonants there at the end, but hey, Carlton, cool, okay, so decent pack, better, you know, they didn't have high expectations, but it's that's a nice Carlton. That's, you know, centering's just a hair to the left, but definitely cool. Bip Roberts, these are the backs. Mickey Tettleton and Chuck Carey. All right, and what do we got in this one? Where's the puzzle piece? Oh, don't tell me these were resealed. I've had great luck with the last couple of videos of opening, but no puzzle piece. Okay, resealer, you forgot to put the puzzle piece in these. Okay, well, I promise the next thing we open will be better. I think the next, yeah, let's just say it. Next thing I open is going to be this 75 Topps football rack pack. So not a Christmas rack, baseball card authenticated. So hoping for much better results. Maybe, you know, cool results like the 78 rack I opened. Kirby Puckett, Diamond King. Okay. Danny Darwin, Gino Petralli, Scott Gereltz, Ron Kittle, Bob Shirley, Randy Asador, Mike Moore, Don Sutton. Oh, we're getting a couple of Hall of Famers per pack. Fred Lynn. There you go. That's off centering. I don't think I've ever seen 3 baseballs on one side of a Donruss card. That is some of the worst cutting I've seen. All right, checklist. Gary Pettis, Keith Atherton, Neil Allen, and Gary Lucas. Okay, let's... No puzzle piece. That's sad. All right, do I get a puzzle piece in this one? Yes. All right. Do I get 2 puzzle pieces? No. All right. Excuse me. Mike Mason, Gene Walter, Dave Clark. Do I have a video where I don't have a dog tail wandering through the background of a video? Pretty much after I look at them real quick before I post them, all of them, it's like I don't even pay attention. She comes in through the dog door and then walks around the pool table that way, right? And you see this tail bouncing through. So, kind of funny. Dave Clark, Gary Gaetti, Kevin Gross, Ernie Camacho again, Jeff Hamilton, Jeff Lottie, Lloyd Mosby, Rick Rushell, Andre Scalaraga, I think that's a rookie. Checklist, Clutterbuck, Terry McGriff, and Angel Salazar. So kind of a bust of a rip today, but I mean, my main thing, I wanted to show the cards that came in the mail, but you know, got a few Hall of Famers, which is cool, but no key rookies. But I can't remember where I got these packs, but I thought they were going to be pretty legitimate, but it didn't really look like it. But so I'm happy with these. So hopefully you guys enjoy the show and tell for those, and have a good night.